definitely be back to his old self. This year, do they take it easy with him, or do they just let the reins go and say, go to it?
That's tough. They might let him loose. They actually might let him loose. I'm saying that you probably shouldn't be so mobile right away.
Doug Pearson takes shots, though, too, so I can understand that. Doug Pearson, as the head coach, he doesn't mind taking a little bit extra shots, so I could see that actually happening.
If it was me, I would say, Carson, stay stationary just for maybe a week or two, just so you can get your
feet wet, get the rust off.
Just get your feet wet, get less rusty, and but the Eagles are not going to do that. The Eagles are just going to be like, all right, proceed as normal, go ahead. Just play football, which I think is going to happen. But, just be careful. Just be careful what you wish for.
You hope he doesn't get hurt again. That would just be
terrible.
Just as an NFL fan point, not even necessarily being an Eagles fan or Eagles hater, you have to just respect him as a player in general.
Even as an Eagles fan, it's still going to hurt if he gets, obviously, no pun intended, if he gets hurt again, because Nick Foles is not Nick Foles
He's not
of
playing
last
well
year.
Right now, yeah. You almost wonder if it was just the playoff magic that kind of sprinkled onto him and made him play better.
He got hot at the right time.
Yeah, and now he's going to be a normal second-string quarterback from now on. Anyway, you're listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Kyle Mackay here with you. Across from me, Eric Fischetti, Sam Eisenberg, and Matt Charkowick. And right now we're discussing Carson Wentz. We're about to wrap that up and really get into some Giants and Jets talk.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I have to I actually forgot before we were gonna have to go back to baseball because I completely forgot that I had a whole rant set up for the Yankees. So do you guys want to do the Yankees first, or do you want to do football and then wrap it up with
you do whatever you want, Mr. Host.
All right, then I'm going to go back to the Yankees for a second. I apologize, everybody. We got so caught up with David Wright. I was expecting a 2-minute conversation and got 10. So I was expecting David Wright, but I underestimated the love for him in the room. So I have to admit that the Yankees right now, as a diehard Yankee fan, you guys have heard me on the radio. If you listen to my podcast, which you can see on Twitter, Mackay Radio 22 is my Twitter handle. Sorry.
I'll follow you right now.
All right, go ahead. You can see my podcast, and I lit up the Yankees on there today, and I'm going to light them up here again. They look terrible right now. As a Yankee fan, this team looks terrible, and right now you have the threat of the Red Sox celebrating their division series in the Bronx on the same area pretty much that Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio all played on. Derek Jeter, all those magical moments that have happened in Yankee history, and you're going to let the Red Sox be the ones to celebrate on your field. And I have to admit, 2 or 3 weeks ago when they were 6.5 out, I said, hey, there's a chance. You have 6 against the Red Sox. You've made it to 6.5, which was the goal in everybody's mind. And they just went and just said, no, we don't want that. We don't want the division, apparently, because they got Didi Gregorius back, they got Sanchez back, they got Gleyber Torres to start hitting, Andujar's still hitting, and now Stanton's not hitting, and Severino can't pitch anymore. So this team does not look like a team that's ready to go for the playoffs. And now they're also in jeopardy of losing the wild card game, which would just pretty much seal their coffin for the season. I don't see them winning in Oakland if they ever have to go to Oakland for this wild card game. I see them losing, and if they lose the wild card game this year, that would definitely be the biggest letdown this season, probably more than the Nationals not making the playoffs at all. I would definitely say because the Yankees won over 100 games or close to 100 games, they should definitely be a top-tier playoff team, but they're not. And because they couldn't play well in August or September, I actually have their record since June 1st. They're 55-41. That doesn't sound terrible, but in May they were, I think, 29. No, they were like 19-11 or something like that. They were a pretty good team through like the end of April into May. So for me right now, the Yankees are in danger of probably being the biggest letdown of all this season.
Okay, now here's the thing that I want to... let me just pick your mind a little bit. Aaron Judge has been out for a while. He's the closest thing to Derek Jeter.
5 weeks.
He's the closest thing to Derek Jeter, correct?
I wouldn't say that because he's not as clutch.
Okay, fine, but what about just presence?
Presence, definitely, yeah. Definitely, it's a different presence when he's there.
It's a different look when he's not in the outfield.
He's in the lineup tonight, too.
He is in the lineup tonight, and I'm
so
very
congrats,
excited.
Yankee fans. We have a little bit of something to look forward to.
It's a
4
different...
strikeouts by Aaron Judge.
It's a different... No. I'm going to call 1 hit and...
1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Got it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. It's a hit. But, look...
You get a dribbler up the third baseline.
Look, hey, look, a hit's a hit. But... Aaron Judge not being in the Yankee dugout, not being in the Yankee lineup, or in the outfield, that is a much...
He's in the dugout every single game.
Fine, but...
I have to...
How much is he going to do in the dugout, right? His presence...
high five and say, let's go.
He is the leader of this team right now. You cannot convince me...
No, I understand that. But at the same time, the other guys, what, did they forget how to play baseball because Aaron Judge is sitting on the sidelines?
It's a different lineup. It's a different lineup. That lineup has been stagnant for weeks. The defense has been okay.
The defense has not been the problem. It hasn't been that. It's been the offense.
Because
and
who's in right field? They finally got an upgrade from Shane freaking Robinson to... Andrew McCutchen.
Me and my cousin were talking about. We went to the game over the weekend. Did you see Brett Gardner over the weekend with the low pants?
Yeah,
he looked like Shane Robinson on the field. I swear, it looked. And me and him were like making up nicknames for him. It was hilarious, but it definitely looked weird. That was just no. We were like, who is that? They said Brett Gardner, but it doesn't look like Gardner playing out there. He looked he looked like a child. I swear.
I mean, he is a child, but
a man child.
They are a much different team without Judge in that lineup because you pitch to people differently. People think I'm crazy, but it's true.
No, you pitch the Judge differently because it looks like you ever look at his count, you have 3-2.
But who's behind him?
Then you have Stanton then Gregorius usually, and then Sanchez.
In a perfect world,
Hicks doesn't have to bat third anymore.
In a perfect world, I would bat Hicks leadoff instead of Gardner.
Yeah, Hicks 1, Gardner 9. I would do that in a heartbeat.
And I'm telling you right now, when the wild card comes, because they're going to be in the wild card, they're not going to lose.
They're not winning the division's over.
I'm okay with that. If they're going to make the wild card, they're going to make the wild card. Brett Gardner shouldn't play. He should not play. You think that they should have
McCutchen play left?
Absolutely.
Okay. I can agree with that because I actually thought about that, and that was something when I looked and I heard the Judge was coming back soon. I said, I wonder what they're going to try and line up because McCutchen... He's been decent for them. I wouldn't say he's lighting it up.
He's getting comfortable.
But he's definitely, he's getting more comfortable. Had a couple home runs this week at Yankee Stadium, so that's something to look forward to.
Here is the defensive alignment of what I would want to happen.
It's probably right along the lines of what I'm thinking. But
McCutchen in left, Hicks in center, Judge in right.
Mm-hmm.
Third base, Andujar, Gregorius, Torres, Voit, Sanchez, and DH, Stanton.
Yeah, that's about right. Who's pitching? I say Tanaka.
Okay.
Tanaka's been good lately, so I say
thought
Tanaka.
about this. If it's home, Tanaka. If it's in Oakland or wherever, Happ.
Okay, I can see that because Happ hasn't been great at Yankee Stadium. Plus, he's a fly ball pitcher, and Yankee Stadium, of course, we all know that fly balls just go out. But I could definitely see that.
That doesn't count. It's in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, no, like you'll see
hate
one
that argument.
first.
I hate it.
Well, I mean,
it's
honestly,
not just for the Yankees.
If it's in the right field corner and it lands in the first row. There's nothing that you could say that doesn't back that up. Now, if you hit one in the second deck in right field, that's a home run anywhere. But if you hit one and it lands in the first row in right field, you could pretty much say that's a Yankee Stadium home run.
And McCutchen, I think, is more of a threat in that lineup than Brett Gardner.
At this point, definitely.
Right now, too.
And Gardner, although he works the count, so does McCutchen. So
I think Gardner's showing his age. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, this year it's going to be interesting in the offseason because he's got one more year after this on his contract. So it's going to be interesting between him and Ellsbury both having one more year.
This isn't the final year?
No, he's got one more.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive. I'm about 95%.
I think this might be his last year. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard I read a lot of articles on contracts and stuff like that. I feel like he's got one more after this. We'll get that for you guys, though, before the show ends. But yeah, he's definitely showing his age. You're right. Current contract signed a 4-year.
He signed a 4-year recently, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what year it goes through. Let's see. But you still have him and you have Ellsbury under contract, which is just...
Ellsbury's a non-factor.
No, but what are you going to do with him? Just make him sit down in the minor leagues for the rest of this, for next year?
Didn't he sign that contract in 2015?
Was it 2017, 18? Not, no, I think it was 2014.
Free agent 2019.
Yeah, you might be right.
Okay, so it is free... I don't get that, actually. Yeah, 2019, he's an unrestricted free agent. I don't even know why they have to say unrestricted. It's the MLB. But yeah, okay. So he is a free agent at this end of the year. That actually fixes a problem because I would actually consider signing McCutchen
Me too.
for $10 million a year rather than have him.
Well, Gardner has been losing at-bats anyway. They've been putting him lower in the lineup. They've been taking him out of the field. Honestly, I would bring McCutchen back. You don't need Harper because
and
you have no room to put him.
You might actually find some power from McCutchen being in Yankee Stadium. I'm not saying, like I said, going back to the Yankee Stadium home runs, he could all of a sudden Sullivan hit a couple extra home runs just because he hits a line drive well.
Not even just the Yankee Stadium, the AL East.
Yeah, the AL East is just better. You have a couple indoor ballparks that are very good
Fenway
to hit
Park,
in.
I'm
Fenway
sure
Park.
he'll get a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Camden Yards, same thing.
So you can see,
maybe.
The Trop does actually get home runs. They're
it's also
deep
a
to center,
stupid
though.
stadium.
Yeah, they're getting a new
It's a
stadium.
joke.
They are getting a new stadium.
Yeah, that new stadium actually came out pretty good. Very small capacity though.
Well,
like
there's a reason for that.
33,000. But they're hoping. I think they're hoping to pack it. Like if they bring
With
a new
what,
stadium.
the other fans?
Well, yeah, for the Yankee fans, but for the Yankees and Met fans when the Mets go down there too. No, but I do think that McCutchen should be signed. I actually did not know Gardner was a free agent. I thought he had one more year in 2019, but that's actually good, better because now you only have Ellsbury to worry about.
Even then, no one's going to take him anyway. He's really a non-factor.
Yeah,
He
no,
gets
at
hurt all the
22 plus
time.
million, I think it is. You'd have to kind of send him out and pay like 20 of it.
I will admit that they do miss him. They could have used him when Judge was gone.
When Judge was gone, that was
When
something I
Frazier
heard
was
Mike
gone,
McKay
too.
said that because Frazier was hurt, and you can't understate the fact that Ellsbury was hurt because of the fact that with Judge being out, you had 3 outfielders that are all major league players, because you could even say Clint Frazier's major league ready.
Of course he's major league
So
ready.
all 3 of those being major league players, all 3 being hurt, really kind of hit the depth chart that you thought you had. You thought that you were going to have Stanton, Judge, Gardner, Hicks as your top 4, and then you were going to have Ellsbury as a 5, Clint Frazier, and then start going into your second double-A kind of guys. But you thought you had like 6 outfielders, and 3 of them are out, and then you're left with Shane Robinson.
Shane Robinson.
Because Florial is not ready.
I thought was a rookie. He's over 30.
Been around. Yeah, he's been around forever. He's played in a lot of different teams, gone up and down from AAA to majors a lot.
What a joke that was.
Yeah, that was definitely
The Shane Robinson experiment was pissing me off more than anyone else. I'm like, McCutchen is out there.
Yeah, they waited.
Can we do something
Now, I understand
with
the
that?
price was probably very high at the first 2 weeks prior.
Be
but-
desperate. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't understand. But you're listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Kyle McKay. Across from me, Eric Fischetti, Sam Eisenberg, and Matt Charkowick. Wow.
Where did Chris come from?
I have no idea. I think I actually got a text from somebody named Chris. Yeah, I did. My cousin Snapchatted me before, and his name was Chris.
boy.
That's why I saw it. It was right next to my phone.
Matt, do you want
And
to change your name
we-
to Chris?
No,
My
because
bad.
everybody hates Chris.
Oh,
Okay.
That could be
Little
crafty.
TV reference.
You can be.
We're gonna switch right over into the NFL right now. I got my Yankee piece said and done. They're terrible right now. It's hard to watch. I'm going on Thursday. I hope that the Red Sox clinch tonight or tomorrow and just get it over.
I hope
with.
they don't clinch at all.
I hope they don't clinch at all. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I hope
You
they
for
play
a
each
sweep.
other so hard they kill each other.
You just start seeing guys taking
I
out
hope
on.
Papelbon comes back and instead of beating up Bryce Harper, they beat up everyone else.
But we're going to switch to some big old Jets and Giants fan. Both teams losing this week. But you know what? As a Jets fan, I'll hit the Jets first because they're
thought
in the
you were a
right.
Giants fan.
I am a Giants fan.
Why'd you say Jets fan?
No, I said we're going to hit the Jets first.
You said as a Jets fan. You just said
No,
that.
no, okay. As a Jets fan, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about as
'cause I'm
Jets
just saying,
fans.
you were like, Giants, Jets, Patriots, what are you? Pick a damn team.
No,
Let's
no,
go.
no. I am definitely a Giants fan. We'll get that out.
Okay.
But if you're a Jets fan, you cannot freak out about this weekend.
I tease you
I know
because I
a
like
lot
you, by
of
the way.
people tried to search up Super Bowl tickets for Jets to be there after the first game. But the Lions are terrible, it looks like. They have no idea what they're doing over there. And then the Jets played a team, like you said, your secondary team, the Miami Dolphins, seemed to have kind of that little chip on their shoulder, knowing that they were an underdog on both weeks and coming out and really playing well. They beat up on the Jets, but Sam Darnold didn't even play that bad. He
No,
threw
he had
2
a decent
interceptions, had 1 fumble that they ended up recovering back.
He had
But then-
334 yards.
Yeah, 334 with 25 completions and 1 touchdown.
Not a bad outing, if you ask me.
Not terrible. And like I said,
I think it was all
definitely feel
amped
like-
up.
I think so too, with that home crowd.
Yeah.
Definitely the way
Yeah.
after week 1 went. He was probably amped up, but it wasn't all his fault. Robbie Anderson fumbled the ball for a loss. That was big. You lose by 8 points. Anytime you have 2 interceptions and 1 fumble for a loss, you say, what if? Because those 3 times, if you don't lose the ball, even 2 of those times, you wonder how many points you're going to come away with. So that game was definitely winnable at home. They stayed in it. And the same thing you have to look at and say they're not going to be a Super Bowl contending team this year.
Not even a playoff team.
I say they have after the
I
first
think
week, they have an outside
chance.
shot. I'm
Wild
not saying
card,
that they have
possibly,
a good chance,
yeah.
but they have an outside shot. If they could get to 9-7, I picked them to go 7-9 or 8-8 this year, so that's decent. But I did not pick them to go 9-7 or 10-6, which is what you need to really get in
Even
the playoffs.
7-9 or 8-8, that's a huge improvement.
That's huge. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I expected for this Jets team was huge improvement. I did not expect playoffs, though. There was improvement, and then there's playoffs, which is just out of this world improvement in my mind. So if you're a Jets fan, don't freak out. Take the punches. Sam Darnold's going to take them every week in and week out for you this year. He's going to be bad. He's going to have games where he does this, 2 or 3 interceptions in a game.